The average dope boy versus a nigga that got $100,000 job. Who's making more?
What? The average dope boy or nigga making $100,000 a year?
Yeah.
Oh, on the average dope boy?
Yeah.
In today's society?
Yeah.
The nigga with a job.
So why don't niggas just go to work?
Cause they lazy. Niggas is lazy. Niggas is lazy than the motherfucker. But man, yeah, the niggas who working, niggas who got jobs, yeah, right.
So why do you feel like so many when you and this could just be some podcast shit, but when you hear a lot of some of the women on the podcast, they always kind of shit. Even niggas shit on the 9 to 5 quote unquote worker. Why is that? Why do you feel like that?
Cause he the good nigga.
Shit, now everybody.
The nigga who got he work for his money, so they don't really respect it, but he does. And it don't matter, he does. That don't mean, you know what I'm saying? But that's just the average dope boy. Like, the average dope boy is not what's going on right now. You got to be special. You know what I'm saying? You got to be, like, you can't be average. That shit ain't gonna get by.
Thank you. Get a job. Stay out the streets. You know, a lot of y'all don't want to hear this. Well, I'm not gonna say a lot of y'all. There's a small part of our population, pretty much every population, that's excited by street life. That don't pay money, yo. I know y'all act like, oh yeah, we like to be in the streets. It's exciting. It's fun. No, it's not. The streets is not fun. First of all, as he said, most of y'all are lazy. That's why y'all in the streets. But not to mention that you're lazy. Usually y'all stupid, scary, out of shape, and emotional as hell. That's another thing. But people like, you got to have heart to be in the streets. No, you don't. These people in the streets ain't got no heart. What are y'all talking about? Get a job. People, I don't want to work for nobody. When you're in the streets, most of y'all working for somebody. I don't know why y'all want to act like everybody is just super entrepreneur. No, you're not. You don't have them people money, you're gonna have a problem. But just when he said near the end, you got to be special. The streets don't pay like that, Joe. They don't pay. They don't pay like that. I know y'all want to believe that. They don't. They don't. And then, you know, surveillance, you tripping. And look at all the old, like, most of the old guys that were dealing dope. I know y'all want to look at all these success stories. Y'all skip over all the people who dead, all the people who still locked up, and all the people who decided to work construction or be a truck driver or something. Y'all just skip over all of them. Because that's what generally wind up happening. So in the construction and truck driver folks, they're the minority of people in the streets because they didn't die in the streets and they got out of jail. This fantasy of I'm gonna get out and be rich. No, you're not. Most of the people that had money in the streets, most of them that had money that was in the streets, when they got locked up, somebody stole that money. Get a job, get an occupation, do something. I don't care. I don't get like when y'all want to be rappers and actors, cool with me. That's a job. Cool with me. Do it. But this concept of, oh man, I gotta the streets is more than real life, bro. No, it's not. Y'all don't realize most of the people that get out that are in the streets, most of them wind up coming out broke, and they enter the world broke. And the reason why they don't make money again is because, as he said, they were lazy. That's why I brought up the guys in construction and truck driving. They'll actually work. A lot of you cats won't. Not to mention, a lot of y'all got drug problems. Y'all high all the time. Y'all waste a whole lot of time. See, the thing about the streets is it's a shitload of wasted time being in the streets. Y'all not really doing that. Y'all not really doing that. even when pickups and drops. Stress is the pickup and the stress is the drop. But y'all not really doing that. You know what I'm saying? Cops everywhere. Well, cops ain't everywhere, you know. But that's a whole nother story. But you know, cops is in the hood a lot. But boy, it's free reign when you get out the hood, ain't it? But a lot of y'all fit the profile. Y'all can't leave out the hood because y'all look super hood. And some of y'all are just really y'all faking, but that's a whole nother thing. And even with the girls, I want the scammers and the drug dealers. She lazy. That's why she wants scammers and drug dealers. She lazy. People want these people want to work stripper hours. You know what I'm saying? 10 to 2 and make, make a good amount of money. It's not gonna happen. It happens for some people, rarely. Yeah. But a bunch of y'all thinking that y'all gonna be that, y'all tripping. And then, you know, y'all in the streets so wrong, man. Y'all still ain't getting no y'all still ain't got no lawyer money. It's harder to get a place to stay now, because of all the paperwork. You can't I know y'all think y'all gonna just ride around like, like Big Meech with a with a Rolls Royce and no license. No. Them days over with. Them days over with. So, and I've learned a long time ago, a lot of the guys in the streets were usually they weren't good students. No matter what y'all say, but you got to be smart. You could be smart in the streets. Shut the fuck up. That's why most people in the streets wind up dead. Y'all swear people smart as fuck, but most of them people wind up dead or locked up. But they geniuses. No, nigga. No, the streets used to just be high risk, high reward. Now it's high risk, low reward. That's what it is. Don't know why y'all on it. And a lot of y'all can't handle the pressure of being hunted like that. Because y'all don't think, a lot of y'all ain't. People are looking for you if you're in the streets. Stop getting it. I don't know why y'all get it fucked up. You can't just live your life as a civilian if you're in the streets. You can't just go anywhere. And even the places you do go, y'all normally go. I don't know why y'all do this, but y'all normally go. Most people in the streets frequent the same spots. And that's where y'all get into it. Y'all mess with the same chicks. That's how y'all get into it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all live in the same neighborhoods. That's how y'all get into it. Y'all know each other. So that whole, hey man, the streets is fun. I don't know what y'all thinking. A lot of y'all grew up adjacent. Some of y'all grew up and your family is in the streets, or sometimes just in the hood. And because you know them or their story, you act like I'm gonna go do it. Why? You didn't grow up around that. Why would you put yourself in that predicament? Other folks, because like people who actually grew up in that shit, I'm gonna tell you how that happened. Either their parents was gangsters, prostitutes, drug addicts. That's how, like people who grew up in that shit. That's how that happened. And to be perfectly honest, most of them didn't want to get involved because they saw the shit firsthand. So it's a small portion of them that just like, well, this is, is what it is. But all the vast majority of the people that want to be in the streets now or in the streets now, that's not their MO. They came up and just thought the shit was entertaining because they listen to rap, gangster rap at that, not even rap, just gangster rap. Y'all want to do that shit because most D boys are lazy. Most of them are lazy. You talk to somebody that's been in the streets long enough, when they were actually in the streets, they wasn't doing shit a lot. And a lot of y'all gonna get caught up. You know what I'm saying? So that's a whole nother story. You know, that's why I'm gonna tell you this. That's why it's easier to do it in the hood than the suburbs, because in the suburbs, your neighbors like calling 911. That traffic is crazy. See, the hood is over policed, but it's kind of, they kind of let it happen because they don't want it to be in the burbs. Because if you ever seen the suburbs and it's jumping in the suburbs, you know they're gonna call the cops. You know, and usually, and how can I say this? It's a racial element there too, though. So it's a whole nother story. But get a fucking job, though. You don't have to deal with all of that shit. If you just go to work, go home. People who go to work and go home, or entrepreneurial, whatever, start businesses, they don't have to deal with none of this shit that y'all got to deal with in the streets. And a lot of y'all play that, I'm in the streets, I'm real. Y'all, listen, man, y'all can't fight. Y'all ain't got no aim. Y'all scary as shit. You know, that's what it is. But you would rather make quick, lazy money than actually make hard earned money. But it is what it is, man. That's just my 2 cents. I'm glad I saw this. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.